All right, so why should we care? Why should we care about goals? Um, why do we, are we comfortable with your life? Or are there other things you want to accomplish? Is there more in life that you want? Do you feel like you are having the life that you're meant to have? Are you happy? Do you feel fulfilled, successful? Are you contributing in ways that you want to? Are you living a life of meaning and contribution? And so hopefully we are. And that can get into some other time management that we could do later in a different webinar. But we want to think of and define success for ourselves rather than what the world says and making more money or climbing the corporate ladder or whatever it is that, being the boss and becoming the manager. What is success for you? How would you define success? How would you define a life of meaning and of fulfillment? And once you have that idea of purpose for your life and what life is for you, what success is for you, then you can create these goals, and these goals help fine tune and help you get in the mindset of accomplishing and going towards this life of success. So that's why we should care. And if we're doing well, there's hopefully other things in the future that ways we want to continue to improve, continue to contribute and serve in other ways, ways we want to grow and progress in our own lives. And so we shouldn't necessarily be comfortable where we are, but we want to continue our journey and move forward. And without goals, we tend to stay in our comfort zone and miss out on a lot of the enjoyment that life has to offer by personal growth. So I want you to do a couple of things, and again, these will be in the handout at the end of the webinar. And so you can see on the screen here, there's 3 questions. Ask 3 questions or answer the 3 questions by completing the form for each area of your life that you want to improve. So that could be as a father or a spouse or a friend or a brother or a student or an employer or employee or whatever it is. You can have different areas of your life, and you want to make a list. What are you doing now that is limiting you from getting to this life that you want, of this life of fulfillment and meaning and contribution? And so you make a list. What am I doing now that is keeping me from that life? And then the next box, what am I not doing that if I did would move me towards the life that I want? And then you put down the changes that you want to make. And again, these should be in your discomfort zone. They should be motivating, and you don't want to overwhelm yourself. So you want to just pick what you are. And so this will help us then in the future to say yes to the important things and no to the less important or the unimportant. It helps us focus on the goals that will take you to the next level of success in life. Sometimes we have to practice saying no. And so if you have a hard time saying no when you really can, and it's not really going to be detrimental to your work or other things, we should practice saying no to things. In fact, part of that is making a not to-do list, right? What are things I'm doing that I shouldn't be doing or taking my time that are keeping me from accomplishing the life that I want? So making a not to-do list, as well as practicing the art of saying no in a way that leaves people still happy and with you, but that you're not taking on more than you can handle. So you can see the title here, Envision Yourself 5 Years in the Future. Another tool that people use in the success principles. They say, envision yourself 5 years in the future. And you can do this with whatever time period you want. It could be 1 year, it could be 3 months, whatever it is. Envision yourself, let's just say 1 year this time, 1 year in the future. Your life over the last year has been perfect. Everything has gone just as you wanted. You see your life, how it is in a year. you feel how good it is, you've accomplished so much. Write down what you did over this last year in as much detail as you can, and then you answer these questions. What are the choices you are making and the behaviors in which you are involved that will limit you from reaching this perfect life, right? And what are you not doing that if you were to do would help you accomplish it? And again, that's what you can put in those boxes. So if we act as if we're living that life, if again, you think at the end of the year and how your life would be perfect, not perfect, but it was a perfect year, everything went according to plan and you accomplished all these things that you wanted to, act as if that's happened. Be that type of person. Who would you be? How would you feel? And then feel that way and act that way. And those things will come to pass, right? And so again, our mind is powerful. And so if we put into our mind that that's who we are and how we want to be and act that way and behave that way, then those goals actually play out over that year. And then this is a, Stephen Covey uses this and others. We just, again, simplifying and not trying to do too much. One other way that, I'm trying to give a few different tools. So whatever makes most sense to you, you can take and kind of implement to be able to accomplish the goals that you want. But one is just this idea of what is one thing I could change as a, and you put your role in there, friend, that would make a significant positive difference in my life. So small but meaningful changes that aren't even hard to do can be in our discomfort zone even, right? It can, because we're not doing it. And the discomfort is, I know I should do it, this kind of knowing doing gap. I know I should do it, but I'm not doing it. And so the discomfort is having to think about it, put it down in front of me to remind myself to do it and remind myself and look at these each day. What is the one thing I could change as a blank that would make a significant positive difference in my life? And that could be, again, as a friend or an employee or a team member, whatever your key roles are. Each of your answers then become your goal for each of those roles. And if your answer is truly meaningful and will make a significant positive difference in your life, hopefully you'll be motivated enough to follow through for each of these different roles. So we're going to finish up here, and I just wanted to remind you a few things that we went over. Reason why resolutions fail is because, one, the goals are vague, right? They're not specific and in our control. And so we need to make sure that instead of being vague as resolutions, goals need to be specific and in our control. Number two, resolutions fail because they're boring. So goals need to have this intrinsically motivating sense to them. We need to be empowered because of intrinsically rather than a raise or because we're going to get a promotion or something extrinsically. Number three, the third reason why resolutions fail is because they're too easy. They're in our comfort zone. And so we need to have goals that are difficult enough to motivate us. And again, research shows that if it's in our discomfort zone and they're difficult, but not totally out in the delusional zone, that will motivate us and give us the intrinsically motivating power that we need to accomplish those goals. The number four reasons why resolutions fail is that they're overwhelming. We have too many sub-goals and sub-goals to our sub-goals. And so we need to have fewer goals and more relevant goals, asking those questions that we went over. And then number five, resolutions fail because they're easily forgotten. And so we need to record those, we need to write them down, and we need to have something in place that will help us to review those goals. So hopefully you've got some tools to change from resolutions to goals and understanding how to motivate yourself, how to create goals that are specific and motivating to you that you can accomplish those things. And so I appreciate you participating. Thank you.